Welcome to a short and maybe not so sweet bonus episode of
RyCanTopMyKnee.
There You Go. There you go. There you go.
Period.
รายการต่อไปนี้
I'm Jonathan.
And y'all, I'm Kevin. You already know this. And we are a BL podcast that talks about our fave shows, sometimes those that are not so great, and
hmm
all the drama around them. And today we are back with face, mess, and a lot of press. A
Lots of
lot of
press.
press. But first of all, how are you feeling after this weekend of wonderful chaos?
I was exhausted. I was so exhausted. It was like a 3-day, 4-day weekend? 3-day weekend
Mm-hmm.
of like constant
Mm-hmm.
standing around activities. But it was
Yes.
fun. It's a lot of meeting new people, making
Mm-hmm.
connections. It was fun.
I think overall I would say the same thing. It was very exhausting, but
Socially exhausting.
mainly because they had us in the heat and stuff like that. But we're gonna deep dive into it like right now.
Yes.
So we had an eventful weekend. And we're just gonna fill y'all in on our adventures at the Heart Killers to Escape to America's fan meeting that happened in New York this past weekend.
hmm
And later we'll also talk about which happened literally a day and a
Like two
half
days after,
afterwards, two
yeah.
days after the Timeless Thai Taste event, which was free, but you had to get a ticket in advance. So Jonathan, I think because you had VVIP plus tickets, if I'm not
I
mistaken,
did. VVIB plus.
plus, why don't you get into the rundown for the Heart Killers fan meet?
All right, got it. I mean, like, if y'all don't already know about the show, like the Heart Killers GMM TV show aired last year, finished this year, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Great show. Um, I mean, we both enjoyed it, right? It was a wild ride.
It was an enjoyable show. Yes.
It was an enjoyable show. I think we both
I'm not
agreed that.
trying to be shady. I'm just saying it was
Yeah, I'm not trying to be shady. I'm just saying it was a big step
today.
up for a certain couple.
It was a giant step, you
A
know,
giant leap.
ah, a giant leap for mankind.
It
Like
was a big step up for June Dunk.
it sure
Like
was.
this was their best show.
And honestly, I think their next show that's coming up, which
It's
I
gonna be
think
even better. Yes.
I really hope so because it's supposed to be like a crime mystery kind of thing. And I
hmm
love that. So I'm really looking forward to that just blowing this one out of the water. And I really hope it does. But also, I guess it was very on brand for First Cow, which
Yeah, I
they're
mean,
both
coming
brilliant
off of
actors.
OnlyFriends, yeah, this was
Yeah.
same level of spice. Um,
Hmm.
a little bit of a level up, but we know what to expect from them. Yeah,
They were acting down and it was
acting
beautiful.
down, acting down.
They were doing it. Um,
Um,
this was pretty much the tour wrapping up, if I'm not
yeah, I
mistaken.
think this was the
And
last stop on the tour.
right, but it was also, I want to say that this whole tour of the Americas, and they did a little bit of this, I think, in Asia as well, kind of wrapped up everything related to the Heart Killers because I think
hmm
after this, they're not going to do any more promotion for this
Yeah, they're
show, which
putting
is
these
fine.
characters away finally.
Yeah, put the characters away. It's time to move into your next projects. Um, but now we should move into the event for real, for real.
Okay, okay.
What done happened? We got there
hmm
early AM is when we
Bright and
got there.
early, because check-ins were like kind of staggered from
Hmm.
what it was like 9 to 2 p.m. you can check in. Like it was very like open. But
Yeah.
we got there bright and early, like
Hmm.
10:30 a.m. to get our so I can get my VVIP plus badge and you can get your media pass.
Hmm.
And that's when we found out that media wasn't allowed in until like 4 p.m.
Correct. And
What
that was
which is like
general
with
admission for C
yeah.
and D because there
Yeah.
were 5 zones. There was VVIP plus, VVIP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then
Then there's
zone A,
VIP. Then there's just
then there's
regular.
VIP,
Yeah.
then there's zone A,
Zone
zone
B,
B, zone
Zone
C,
C,
and
Zone
zone
D.
D.
Yeah.
Right. And C and D are essentially like general admissions. And for people who have been listening to the podcast, the seat that we gave away was zone C, but in the front row of
Mm-hmm.
zone C, which is in the balcony. So it's almost like being in zone A, but above zone A.
But you're floating in
Which
the sky. Yeah.
right, but you get a brilliant view of the stage from there, like really good. Because
Mm-hmm.
I went up there and took pictures from that part. Beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful view.
Yeah, beautiful view. And you're still like pretty close. And I think it's a better vantage point than zone A, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion.
But not
Because,
as best as, the VVIP
right, I would say it's
plus.
almost as good as that because you were in second row.
I was second row of the whole theater in like the middle of the whole theater. So I'm
Yeah,
like, I see all four boys perfectly. I'm like in the center of the formation. I was like a
I can
little
make eye
leaning to the
contact
right.
with you.
I was making eye contact with June the whole time. All right, so let's start back from the beginning. So first is
Yes.
sound check.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where things were a little crazy at first, but
Mm.
because sound check was supposed to start at like 12,
Mm-hmm.
um, sound check is for like VIP people, and
Mm-hmm.
also it was like an add-on that you can purchase for I think $65 or something.
Yes.
But um they didn't allow people, or they weren't letting people into the venue until like honestly 12. I think is when that line started moving. There was a line wrapped around the whole block.
Right.
So I
And by
think,
the way, this was at
yeah.
United Palace in Washington Heights in Manhattan. And for
Yes, my
people who are
hometown.
not from New York, you may not know what United Palace is unless you actually went to an event at that venue. But
Hmm.
it's like a medium-sized venue. And I think it's one of the few, it used to be a movie palace back in the day, like when it opened, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like
Well, yes.
it was in the era of the early 1900s when people were actually going to movie theaters because
To
it
the
was the thing
theater.
they was the thing. And going to a movie theater to see a movie back then was a whole event. So they had these beautiful big palaces, movie palaces, and
Hmm.
United
It's kind of
Palace is one of the few that's still there.
yeah, like King's Theater or like Beacon Theater. It's really pretty theater.
Yeah, and it's a historic landmark and all of that.
Yeah.
So, but it's way, way north of Manhattan. So a lot of people, if you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to Times Square, which only go there for Broadway. That's the only reason why I think people should go there.
Hmm.
Other than that, it's way north of that. So from Times Square up there is a good 30 to 40 minutes.
No, no.
That's what it felt
From
like to me.
It
But
was
that's if
just
you're
that
taking
train
the
traffic that
local.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the train
it's
traffic
very
that is
quick. It's probably
awful.
like
It's like 15
25.
minutes if you take the A and
Yeah,
it's
it's like
running the way it
20,
should run.
25 minutes to get to like Lower
But if
Manhattan.
you're
It's really
taking the
easy.
C, it's local and that takes forever.
Just a
So,
little bit, but I used to
yeah.
finesse because I grew up around there. Yeah.
Okay,
But
finesse.
yeah, I used to finesse the train. I said,
Yes.
teleport me downtown. Um,
Okay.
okay, so sound check. Yeah, it got us in. We were late. I think the venue was just behind. I think people were saying that there wasn't enough like ushers to help
Hmm.
usher people in, but even then that didn't matter because it was kind of like a free for all for sound check.
Mm.
I didn't get to sit in my like seat. They just had anyone sit like wherever you can as you got into the venue, which I think for a
Mm.
lot of people that was like red flag number one. But
Ooh,
I mean, like for
was it
me,
a
it
red
didn't.
flag for you?
Not for me because I knew I already had a close enough seat that I'll see them later. So I
I
thought,
see.
this is good for a lot of people
Who
who
are in
bought
different
this.
seats and bought.
Yeah, who were
I
in
see.
like maybe zone D, and they got to like
Hmm.
sit up close and didn't have to sit all the
Mm.
way in zone D for
That's right,
this.
because these benefits, like they already came in the package for
Yeah.
those who are VVIP through, I think, A, but then it was an add-on for the other sections, like an
Yeah.
additional, I think, like what,
Yeah, it was
100
65
bucks or
bucks.
something
It
like,
was
yeah,
65 bucks,
65.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I mean, but I think that's where like things like turned a little crazy for the day because we weren't allowed
Mm,
to get in earlier to your assigned seats. Everything
hmm.
kind of snowballed from there. So it was like soundcheck, which
Mm,
was pretty short. It was probably like 15 minutes, honestly. It was really short. They sang two songs and they like
mm,
chatted with the audience a little bit about New York City, where people were from. A lot of people
mhm,
were flying in for this. Like this was the only stop in all of America, in all of
mm.
like United States.
Yeah, because I was
So,
like, you're gonna
yeah,
get our
yeah.
folks who listen to us in
I
South
know.
America on our necks, okay?
Uh-huh. This was
And
just
we love
for
our
the
South American
States.
listeners.
And
Yeah.
they showed out for that one. Um
Mm,
so yeah, this was a lot of people flew from like Texas, like really
mm,
everywhere.
mm,
So after that was done, we had what was next? Next was the like benefits.
mhm,
So first was the high touch.
mm,
And this is for high touch, we were trying to get into our assigned seats, but it was
mm,
still kind of
mhm,
like chaos, and they were just like VVIP, try to sit in the first two
mm.
rows and try to like organize yourself, but it was just too many people to do
Because
that.
already they were doing a free for all, so now by
Yeah, a
that
lot of
point,
people were just trying to sit, as close up when it's like, I don't know. It was a little bit of some chaos, but
mhm,
we we managed to like be a little bit orderly, not in our perfect seats, but like
mm,
in tiers a little bit. So we did high touch. High touch was really cute.
mm.
Um, high touch was cute. Um, I like honestly blanked out there. It was like so fast, but high touch was real cute. I like held first hand for like a little too long, and like he like clipped my little hands a little. I don't know. That stayed with me, and I'll put a little photo or a little video here.
Did you wash your hand afterwards?
Oh my God. Of course, I had to.
I was gonna listen. I would
Listen,
say
that's
this. I
crazy.
would have kept my hands unwashed,
The whole
touched a lot,
day.
had people smell it. So they were like, look, first pheromones are
No,
on my
they
hand and
touched
then wash my
everyone's hand.
hands.
They touched everyone's
Oh,
hand.
so that means
So
you were
you're
getting a lot of,
getting,
you were getting first than everybody else. You were
yeah, you're
getting,
getting the community
you're
garden
getting
right
the
there.
scoop. Yeah.
Ooh, not the
You're,
stoop.
you're
Them hands
getting the
were,
soup. Yeah.
yeah, the
Mm-mm.
soup. So high touch was cute. I got to record my high touch, which you can see.
Hmm.
Um, but Nets was fan sign, and that was when they were like, put your phones away. You cannot record this. Everyone kind of like put your phones away. Um, and I was like, oh, why not? What happened? We just recorded high touch.
Did they give a
Um,
reason? Did they give a reason?
um, I feel like not officially. But I think some of
Oh, the
the
streets said something.
volunteers, the volunteers or some of the staff that was coming around was kind of just saying like, oh, this is exclusive. Like these are fan benefits, like that are supposed to be exclusive. No photos. We were asked that you aren't to take photos, and I was
Do
like,
you
who
think
asked?
that,
Who said
yeah,
this?
do you think that directive came from GMMTV?
I don't think so because we were able to record everything for Gemini 4th, right? I mean, you weren't there, but
Right.
for
I
Gemini
wasn't there,
4th,
but from what
yeah,
I remember, right.
everyone was able to record everything. That's how you got like such great video of everything. Um, of your own like fan sign, of your own high touch, of your own photo benefit. Um,
Then I
so fan
wonder
sign.
where that came from because at
Hmm.
first I was thinking, okay, maybe this was something that Starstruck Media came up with, but then that had happened for Dowell Off-Road, right?
Yeah, that was in the rules for
So,
Dower Off-Road, so I was
right.
confused.
So that's why I'm like, it must have been from GMMTV, but y'all were able to do it for Gemini 4.
Yeah.
I
And
don't know.
I feel like I'm not sure about all the other stops if they were able to as well. I think
Mm,
some of their stops like everyone has different rules apparently. So like some
hmm.
locations they will do the benefits like behind a curtain. So like no one could see except for you. Um so I don't know, but I did my fan sign. I got
Hmm.
my you walk up, you get your poster
Oh, and
signed
you
by all
got
the
it is
boys,
yeah, I'm
genuinely
still
signed
curious.
right in front
It
of your
looks great.
face.
Look at that, that silver
Yes, look at
ink
these
on
signatures.
there. Those
Ooh.
signatures look great. Oh man, I love the one of June. That's a nice one.
And June, I was wearing my RyCanTopMyKnee merch on my t-shirt,
Hmm.
and June was like, "Oh, your shirt," and I was like, "Hey,
Yeah, that's why he should
hey."
have taken a picture of it for himself.
Anyways, anyways, so fan sign was cute.
Mhm.
Then afterwards was the photo benefits. So photo
Okay.
benefits was they did like the 10 to 4, then they did like an 8 to 4, then a 4 to 4. I forgot what it was.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and my with my VVIP plus, I got a 4 to 1.
Oh.
And yeah, and so for this they again were like, don't take out your phones, like no phones. So I was like, oh, then we can't do our own poses then. Since, in the other fan meets you would like bring up your phone to the stage to be like, can we do this pose? You show the
Yeah, because you
artist.
want to go ahead and like,
You want a
post
good
this up.
like custom photo, if you're spending all this
Yeah.
money.
Right.
Um, but yeah,
Because how
no,
much was your ticket, by the way?
way too much.
It was
It was
in the
probably like
hundreds.
it was like 380 maybe after tax and
So
everything.
almost $400.
Yeah. Um,
I mean,
but
if I'm spending that much money,
yeah, I would want a custom photo just because I've seen
at least that.
so many
At
other
least,
events have it. That I
yeah, I
would
want a
hope.
custom photo and like a TikTok, like
Yeah. Not a
that
TikTok.
takes like 10 seconds. That's I could
Um,
do that.
well, there's just too many of us. Maybe that's a part of it. There's a lot of people in each tier.
Yeah.
So,
And they didn't want, I guess they didn't want it to
and
go
we were
over
behind
because
schedule
people had to go
already.
in.
So they
Yeah,
were
they
trying
were.
to move us
That's true.
along. Um, but I did my 4-to-1 photos, really cute. I
Mhm.
think so. Didn't get to, record it, have my friend
Did I
record it or
see it?
anything.
I don't know if you showed it to me.
No, I don't have a photo because no photos.
Oh, that's right. They have to send it to you.
Yeah, I think they're posting it next week. So by the time this video's out, I think the photos should be out. Maybe, and I'll post
Okay.
it here. I'll post it here,
Okay.
my photo. Um not there. Other side, buddy. Other side. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, what else? What else? Okay. So photos were done.
hmm
Um, after photos, that's when it was like we were able to um let's see. Oh no. Now I'm confusing myself.
What happened after the photos, Jonathan? You did say you
I'm trying.
blacked out part of this time.
Yeah, I
You
honestly
did.
blacked out. It was such a surreal experience to be
hmm
like in between them, and they're all taller than me. I think I was the same height
mm
as Caltong. But even then, like
Okay.
I was like afraid to look them in the eye because I was
Of
just like,
course you
okay,
were.
thank you, thank you, thank you,
This is why I can't do VIP because they're gonna be
because you don't
sick
know
of
how to
me.
act.
I know how to act and I act up.
Oh, oh
That's
my.
the thing. So, because if I saw June,
Hmm.
yeah, they're gonna have to call the police. Yeah,
Not
probably
the
it's probably
police.
the
Security, security.
probably the best for everybody.
No, June was real nice.
Yes.
First was real nice. That's why I was like, with this event, like my love for First has rekindled again. Like it faded away
Mhm.
because June was taking the spotlight, but
Now that
First
picture
brought
of
me
you
back
taken, there's the picture of you like I saw the picture of you with
with the high
his
touch.
yes with the high touch,
Hmm.
and I was like, wow, first is adorable, like
He's so
really
adorable. He was really
adorable.
smiley, really
Yeah.
giggly, even though he
It-
like apparently wasn't feeling well that day.
right. He was definitely not um in his best, and
Yeah.
I think that was part of the delay was
Yeah,
because he
later
was
on,
not feeling very well.
yeah, right during like in the middle of the photo session is when he like wasn't feeling too well and like had to like
Yeah.
step out for a little bit. I think they said he like had like food poisoning or like some stomach
Oh,
issues,
from
they're
food in New
traveling around.
York?
No, no. They
Oh,
they just
just
got
in
to New York.
general.
So I think
Yeah, so
maybe
just
just
in
like
general.
yeah, just in
hmm
general, all this flying around, all this food
Yeah,
maybe wasn't
sometimes
sitting
that
with
can do
him.
that to you. Yeah, sometimes that can do that to you. So I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um
What? Poor baby.
poor baby, poor baby.
Because for
Um
me, he's a baby.
I think I'm older than him. Yeah, I'm older
Yes,
than
you
all of
are.
them. I'm older than all of them.
And I'm
No,
older of all of
no.
them too. Much older. I just
Much
don't look
older.
older. Yeah, I just don't look older. But I am older than
Because
all
you're a
of
little
them.
young tender.
I am a young tender with an old soul
Oh
and,
my.
and an old birth certificate.
ancient,
So,
historical versus let's see. Yeah, and
mm-mm.
then oh yeah, so right before I didn't say this, but for the photo benefit, like after the fan sign is when they finally put us in our proper seats.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because it was getting a little crazy. So we finally got in our proper seats
Absolutely.
for the photo benefits. And so like
Mm-hmm.
once we got our seats, you know, we I was after the photo benefits, I was like, all right, let's go get some food. Let's go look around the theater. Um, because I'd never been inside this theater, even though I lived in this neighborhood for like 20 something years.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but it was closed for like half my life, I think. Um,
Oh, oh, they were probably doing a restoration because
yeah,
again,
it
as I
wasn't
mentioned earlier,
reopened
it's a
until
historic
like
theater.
yeah, it wasn't reopened until like maybe 10 years ago or less than that. Um,
Mm.
yeah, the venue, how I thought they would have food, but I was like, this is like a theater or like a, you know, like a they don't have like a kitchen or anything for like, you know, a full concession
Wow.
stand. It was just kind of like,
Wow.
or you know they do,
Wow.
or they could have.
Yes, they could have because the word on the street is, and the word on the tweet is, they do have a kitchen, a full
Oh.
kitchen in there, where if the people who request the venue ask for hot food, they will prepare hot food for the
Mm.
patrons that come for the event.
I guess then you need to like set a whole full menu and you need to like,
Right.
yeah.
But I don't think it's that complicated.
I think maybe they just didn't want to deal with it because then you have to like have a lot of dietary options and
But I think in this day and age, especially in New York,
we need to
people
eat.
accommodate. Yeah, and
We need to
people
eat.
accommodate. And it was hot
It was hot that
outside. Like
day.
inside, it was not hot, but outside, it was hot.
Yeah.
And people need to at least have enough their blood sugar
Hmm.
flowing and water. Like you can't have
Yeah, I
people
think
out for hours,
it was so
making.
jam-packed with
Yeah,
activities. So like if like the VVIP plus, like you really had like no time to really step out to really eat. Like I was able
right.
to step out like maybe like 3:30 to finally grab something to eat or grab something to drink. But
And
even
that's when
then,
I met
like I
up with
wasn't
you.
sure if I could. But you know, I had to like ask a
Yeah.
staff member to be like, can I be let in without having to wait in general admission line? And they were like, yeah, we'll give you a
Mm,
stamp. And I was like,
okay.
oh, I
Then that worked
guess.
out for you, which is good.
Yeah. But I know a lot of people didn't know about that and they were like stuck inside or thought that they
Wow.
were stuck inside. But
Wow.
sometimes you gotta ask. Sometimes you gotta ask.
Sometimes
Because
you have
I
to.
wasn't about to be there all day long without a little something.
Exactly. You needed at least like a protein bar or something.
Yeah, I was thirsty after seeing them
Yeah, and
hot
definitely a
men.
whole bunch. And yeah, it was hot, man, hot outside, just hot. So
And it
you'd be
was yeah,
busting
the
your
drinks were too
yeah
expensive inside. I think it was like $6 for a
for a
can of
can of
soda.
water.
Yeah, or a can of water, a can of soda.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't
Um,
doing that. And at the bodega across the street, it was $1
and
for
it'd
a
be like
bottle of
that. Come
water.
on, New York. Come on, New York.
Right.
Get you a little
Right.
Gatorade, a little Snapple.
Okay. Something.
Um,
So then after that,
yeah, so what did you
you
do
got
during your
back, you
little
got back.
yeah.
I had some stuff to do. So, after we got our media passes and checked in and all of that around 10:30 a.m., we went with some of our BL baddies, we went to a cafe that was pretty good. I had my little sandwich. You had a little
Mm-hmm.
sandwich. Everyone had a little sandwich or
The
something
food was
because
good. The food was
we
good.
weren't sure when we were going to eat again. And it was around 10:30 in the morning at this point, right? So had that. I was going to actually sit there and do a little podcast work, but then they did not have Wi-Fi. So
Mm,
that's why I left and I went to a different cafe and I went to one closer to Columbia University instead.
I
And
see, I
that's where
see.
I chilled. And actually, that place had espresso tonics, which, that is my summer espresso
All
drink. So if any
right.
of y'all know what an espresso tonic is, definitely comment on this video because that is the best
Is that the drink
coffee
of the
summer
summer?
drink. It is the drink of the summer, of every summer, like every summer.
I gotta try
And
it. I gotta try it.
and a lot of coffee places do it a little different. This one I went to, they also add a little bit of orange zest to it.
Mm.
The one that I go to that's closer to my home, you could get it with yuzu as well.
Ooh.
So it's really good. But you have to be someone who likes the taste of coffee in
Hmm.
order to appreciate it. And you also have to like bubbles in your drink. So if
Okay,
you like all
bubbles.
of that, then you'll be, if you like all of that, then you will love an espresso tonic. And it's
Hmm.
iced. It's always iced. So for summer, perfect. Um, so
But
I
yeah, who
hung
did you
out.
meet in the press area, in the media area?
So when I went back, because I decided to come back around like 3:30 or so.
Hmm.
And of course, outside, also dying in the heat, were our folks from Lovecast, who we love. If you have ever listened to their podcast, it is great. They talk about a lot of the same stuff we talk about, but they have a different point of view, which is also really good. And they're less reckless than us because,
Less reckless than
boy,
you.
don't try it because they're less reckless than you too. But
No, no,
they
no.
also keep it real. They also keep it real.
Hmm.
They keep it honest. And I love them. And also they're just great people.
Hmm.
Generally speaking, they're just really nice. So I hung out with them, hung out with Shaki, who is pretty much
Hmm.
an influencer. Okay.
Yes.
Also hung out with Jovi, also an influencer. Um, all great people,
Yeah, it was
really
nice
down
seeing
to
all
earth.
these like BL. There was a lot of the BL community that you see
Hmm.
online that are popular online that
Yes.
make TikToks or Instagram reels
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
YouTube. And it's good to see them in person. It's good to put a
Yeah.
face, the
All just
body
great
to a
and just
screen
great
name.
people. Like it's really nice when you meet people who have you know, a very substantial following, and they're
Hmm.
just regular people who just are really awesome and really chill. And I love that, because some people, they get their 1,000 followers and they start acting as if they're Nene Leaks or something.
Oh,
And
not
I'm like,
Nene
and
Leaks.
I'm like,
Yes.
you need to calm
They said
down,
bling
okay?
bling bling.
Because, yeah, because if you have only 1,000, I have more than you. Let's just say
Oh,
that.
he
Okay.
said white
But
refrigerator.
okay, so let's go from white trash can to stainless steel. Okay. Anyway.
Hey, drag your roommates, drag your roommates. Anyway, the show
Anywho,
started a little late.
it did. It was supposed to start
It
at
started at
5 and it
5.
started at 5:30. Mind you,
Hmm.
we were outside in this heat, right? And we weren't sure, we were only told to go in when C and D go in, and they were
Hmm.
already lined up. So we weren't sure if like, well, do we just go in at 4 or do we wait in line with them? And then they told us we have to wait in line with them. We're like, okay.
Damn.
And just them getting in uh zone C and D, that in itself took a while. And then additionally, I think most zones were kind of seated a little after 5, to be honest. Like I don't think everyone was seated at
It took
5.
a while to get everyone in,
It
yeah.
took a little while. And then everyone was seated. And then that's when they said that we were going to start a little late. And we weren't sure how late. And I remember, so again, for y'all, for context, Jonathan is in the second row on the floor, literally like pretty much nose touching the stage, right? And then we didn't have a press area, by the way, so we made one.
Oh, cute.
So we were in the balcony, kind of where Zone C and Zone D meet. So that's where we
Hmm.
were at. Um, so we were kind of sitting there, and Jonathan had to text me, but the reception in there was also
Oh,
really
I was trying to
spotty.
call you. I was trying to be like, yo, it's late. Like,
Yeah, and when you were calling me, I
yeah.
I got your call, but my phone is always on vibrate, and if I was busy doing stuff, I may not answer that phone.
Boy, boy.
But however, your text came late. So
Hmm.
because that's how I knew the reception in there was not that great. So you ended up messaging me on Instagram instead. And that somehow went through. And that's when you're like, oh, they're gonna start the show late. And that's when I was like,
Yeah.
I'm already
Which we find out
seated.
later was because first was still feeling a little sick. Yeah.
Right. That
Uh,
poor boy was literally doing his best to keep
he
the
was,
smiles going while
he
he
was
was not feeling
clenching
good.
his cheeks.
Yeah. I mean, ooh,
Maybe.
ooh,
You never know. You never know.
you think he had diarrhea?
I don't know. No, I think he felt nauseous, so maybe it was the
Yeah,
other end.
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was the front end, not the back end. Because
You
I
never
would
know. You never
hate,
know.
I would hate to have the back end when
To
I
be
have
on
to be on
stage when you got
stage. Yeah, because that would be the
No, poor
worst. Like
baby.
he would need to wear a diaper at that rate. Like
Stop. It's
for
not coming out like
real.
that. It's like
Listen, with diarrhea, So you don't matter
When it
sometimes, no
strikes,
matter right, sometimes no matter how much you hold that shit just says "Bloop," like so there's nothing you
speaking
can
of
do to
shit,
stop
no, no, no,
holding
I'm
it
kidding.
like that.
No, 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 no. The show,
No,
so let's talk about the
the
show. The
show is
show was
not shit at
great.
all.
Yeah,
It
the
was
show was great.
good.
The show was amazing. I had a great time in my VVIV plus area. Um, yeah, so we had like a mini Q&A. We had some
Mhm.
solo songs from the boys.
Yes.
They played some rock paper scissors with the with
Mhm.
the with the whole audience, which is cool. We saw that at Gemini 4th when they did that. I think that's still like a really cool game.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
they played it a little differently because we were, too big of a crowd to be doing that, honestly. But that was
Yeah,
cute.
they tried it, but yeah, there were about maybe 3,000 people there.
Not 3,000.
Yeah, because all of VVIP, all the VIP sections, all of A, all of B, most of C, and parts of D were filled. And that venue seats up to 4,000.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
there
it felt like
had to
almost
have
a full
been,
house,
so
except for
there
D.
had to have been somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 people.
It's a lot of people. Big
So
step
there
up
was a
from
lot
Dower
of
Off
people.
Road.
Well, yeah, because that was a smaller venue and it sold
Yeah.
out almost immediately. Like that venue, I think only takes about 700, when you have all seating. And they had to put on another day. So it probably had over 1,000 by that point. Um,
We'll see.
but yeah,
Yeah.
but this one definitely had close to
Yeah,
3,000.
a lot of people came out for this, which I'm glad
Yeah.
because it was a great show and I hope everyone had a good time. I mean, I had a really good
Hmm.
time. I think the boys did great. First cried because he felt like so sad that he like
He
delayed the
did.
show, and like
Hmm.
Calton of course cried with him because he was like, I was so worried about you. We were also worried about you, and
Yeah, because
uh,
anytime stomach issues are one of the worst things to have. Like whatever it is, like if it's
or
diarrhea,
just being
nausea,
sick while
whatever,
abroad
or just
too.
being sick while abroad, especially when, you know, out of the four of them, first definitely does not speak English
Yeah,
as
yeah, he speaks the least amount of English. Yeah.
the least amount of English. And Dunk spoke
Yeah, he was the most fluent. Like he was,
yeah,
yeah,
he's definitely fluent in English.
yeah,
And it was interesting the way that they even had them set up on stage.
yeah. The spectrum
You had the
of
least
English
fluent
speaker.
to the most fluent in order.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that, that on top of not feeling well in a foreign country where the
Hmm.
language is not your first, that's a lot to kind of deal with. And you're doing it for work,
Yeah.
because we have to remember this is his job, and but I think he was able to carry on because the
The
fans
love
were
from the
just being
fans.
so supportive.
Oh, the
Everybody
crowd
was
was crazy. The
being,
crowd was wild for them. I
yeah.
loved it.
Oh, let me tell you some mess. So
Oh,
where I was in
mess.
the balcony, yes, I'm gonna tell you some mess. So where I was in the balcony, I think it was when
Extending
they
your
were,
time for your mess.
yeah, because I have to tell you, I have to share this mess.
Okay, okay.
There was this. So one thing we've noticed that I think in the US we're developing fan meet etiquette, right?
Okay.
Like, and fan meet etiquette is for the most part you stay engaged, but you stay seated, right? Like
Hmm.
I think that's what we're doing.
Oh
So
yeah,
then everybody,
for this, I thought it was gonna be seated since the seats are kind of tiered down, it's like a
yeah,
theater.
so
So
everyone
everyone can
stayed
see.
seated for the most part,
No, they
except
made us stand up.
when?
At the beginning of the show, they were like, everyone stand up.
Oh yeah, for that. But I mean,
They had us seated for Q&A, but even then that was just because we were all like, we should sit down for this. But for the
right.
majority of
But
the
then
show,
I
they
feel as
made
if
everyone stand up for the
they
the
maybe made
songs.
they maybe made y'all stand up because in the balcony no one was standing.
Well, in our section, yeah, it was like stand up. So it's like the
Really?
first row of people would like stand up, so you were forced to,
So that means everyone behind you
yeah,
also
you
had to
kind of
stand up or
domino
they couldn't
effect. You have to
see.
stand up, yeah,
So in the balcony, no one was standing
because you
except for
can see
one
clearly
person.
from the balcony.
Oh yeah, you see everything great.
Yeah,
Like that balcony was also sloped. So this is what I was gonna get into. There was this one girl who decided to
blocking
stand
your
up in the
view.
balcony. She wasn't blocking my view. My view was still good, but she was blocking other people's view, and people told her to sit down.
Because
And
what are
she
you
was trying to
doing?
get and she was trying to get everybody to stand up, and
She's
everybody
like,
looking at her like,
hey.
girl, you need to stay seated. And I think
Mhm.
that's because if you're in the balcony, you can't see what's underneath you. You're only seeing what's on stage. So
Mhm.
I didn't know what the people on the ground were doing.
Yeah, I see.
But to me, I feel as if we're in the US, we're developing a fan meet culture because we really don't have fan meets here, even for American celebrities, right?
Hmm. So
Like
we only
when you
have
think
concerts to go off of, and in concerts, it's kind of
everyone's
everyone
standing
stands
up and
up.
there's a free for all of that.
Yeah.
But in this case, so far, most of the fan meets we've been to, with the exception of Timeless Taste, which in ways was not a fan meet, and in ways it
And we'll talk
was,
about that
right?
later. Yeah.
We'll talk about
We'll
it
talk
in a
about it real
bit.
soon. Yeah.
Yeah, really, really soon. But
Because the Dow off-road
everybody
was
was
seated.
seated. Gemini Fourth was
Fourth was
seated.
seated.
This was
This
technically seated
this
because you
should have
had
been
seats.
seated, but they were suggested everyone to stand up. So
Yeah, and
which kind of soured it
I,
for some people.
yeah, and that's something that I want to also get into now that we're talking about things being sour. Now, Sourpuss Kevin
All
is
right, let's
here.
wait. Let's do best moments of the night and then bad moments of the night. Best
Let's
moment
end
of the
with
night
best
for you.
moments and start with the
Okay.
bad moments.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, because
Poison
let's save
first.
the best for last.
Okay.
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 Now, you already talked about some people were not very happy with the food selection because, again,
Yeah, it
they
was kind of
did
like
say
the
there's
lack
going
of
to be
food.
they said there's going to be food at the venue. And I think anybody, when you hear food, you're thinking, oh, something that's a meal, not
Or even
popcorn
like,
and
like you
candy.
go to the movie theater and there's like chicken tenders or there's like
Right. There's
fries or there's
pizza,
like
there's nachos, there's something.
yeah.
And that's kind of what you're
That's
thinking.
what I
It's
was
like, okay, I'm going
expecting.
to have some kind of food. It may not be good food, but it's food, right?
Yeah.
Um, but
Hot
candy and
food. Hot food.
popcorn, yeah, hot food. And this was just candy and popcorn
Yeah.
and expensive water. So I think in the future, and by the way, I have to say this, even though my tongue might sound sharp, this is all in love. Or
Yeah,
any kind
this is all just constructive criticism because
construction,
we
right,
want more events in New York City. We want more boys to
right.
come to America. We want to see more fan meets from
We
Starstruck or
do
from anyone.
from
Yeah.
anyone. And I think if you're going to say food, there should be food.
Yeah,
But
they should have said
if you're
food,
gonna
yeah.
have snacks, you just say light refreshments. Then people know, okay, light refreshments is probably gonna be maybe a bag of chips,
Mm-hmm.
maybe some popcorn, maybe some candies. So that means I can plan accordingly to make sure that I get food, like I have lunch. I think also for those who had the stamp, it should have been more clear that if you are in X zones, you will be able to go in and out of the venue and your hand will be stamped. So then you can go in and get your seat early. So that
Mm-hmm.
way, at least people who paid several $100s could go ahead and get real food. So then they won't pass out, eat that because you can't bring food into the theater from outside. So they can go ahead, get food, and be good. Um, Another thing that people complained about, which you did talk about, and
The
this is
sound
not from
check of
us,
things being late, the sound check and
right?
not assigning seats for that. Yeah.
People were big mad, and there were even complaints that were put up on the Twitter and on the iGram
And TikTok, everything,
and the
yeah.
tick. It was a lot of complaints, and I think as someone who has planned events before, that any feedback, good or bad, you have to take into consideration, because you want to improve the experience for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and even if someone complains and they're a little rude, I mean, you could check them and say like, "Hey, we love the
I think
feedback,
maybe they should have
but
like a
they should do a
like a
survey."
survey. Yeah, like a
Yes.
survey or something.
I mean, that's what I would do is
Or like
like
a customer
all of the
service
guests, yeah,
email
all the
or something.
registered guests, I would go ahead and send a survey for feedback, make it short so then we can get the information and then use that information to
So we can,
debrief
yeah, for the next
and
fan meet.
then plan for the next fan meet.
Mm-hmm.
So and I don't think there was anything like that with this one. Um, Another thing, which is not the fault of the people planning the event or anything, the heat. It
It
was
was a
hot.
hot day.
It was a
I think
hot day. There's
a lot of people did not need a lineup. I think a
right,
lot of people could have just came at the exact time. You know what I mean? Like everyone was
right,
trying to line up, but like it was assigned seating. No one
right.
had to line up.
No one had to line up.
You
I
could
think
have
what they
just
could have
came
done
when doors
was,
opened,
yeah, just come when doors open and go to your seat. And that's it. Like,
but they didn't let
and
doors open early enough for people to actually do that.
right. And I think that's because everything else was going behind because there was a little bit of mess, earlier on, and yeah. I mean, we could talk
Yeah, whether
about,
it's with the venue or behind schedule with the actors or like, yeah.
right, right, which some of those things we understand is not in the control of the people planning the event or anything like that. But also, this is where you have a contingency plan because things can go wrong at any
Hmm.
time. So the thing is, how do you make up for things that go wrong so then it feels seamless and feels good for the main people who are paying, which are your guests, right? It's like even when you're planning a party, like I will tell you, remember I had a little New Year's Eve thing at my place because you
Hmm.
came. I had things that messed up and I didn't tell y'all because I'm going to put on a brave face because I want everyone in my home to have a good time. There were things that went
Okay,
way wrong,
professional. Okay,
right?
professional.
But you're not going to know what they are, and I'm not going to tell
Hmm.
you what they are.
Hmm.
But things went wrong. Now, did I put on a brave face and we all had a good
I think they did
time?
that too. There was a brave face put on trust, you
Well,
know.
there was a brave face, and then for some people, there was a rude face, and there's a difference.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of volunteers. I think there was a lot of like
Mm.
not, like paid staff maybe. I'm not sure how the
And
setup was.
volunteering is fine, because that helps save them
But
money,
then
but
not
also
everyone
most
knew the most updated information
right. And this is when you have to make
according to like
sure
the main
even your
staff. Yeah.
volunteers get briefed at least the night before, like in person,
Or like
you know.
live, we need everyone in that group chat to know what's going
Right.
on.
Right. You not have to have something, and we don't know what that looks like for this group or
Hmm.
not. But there has to be, you have to have some kind of plan and share that with the volunteers. And also know with volunteers, you can't expect them to follow through with everything because they're not getting paid.
Hmm.
Okay. So there's that. Um, but I would say shout out to the volunteers. I had to give one of them a protein bar because they were starving too. That tells
Oh,
you they were
it
they
was
were
stressful
the
for everybody, for literally
yeah,
everybody.
it was there was a I think also because of the scale of the event, I
It went
think
from a smaller, yeah.
everybody was somewhat overwhelmed and there were a lot of things that we noticed were not at the standard people were expecting.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And I think and I'm hoping that the next large event because I have a feeling and again, Starstruck Media, this is just constructive criticism. I know y'all are going to have more events. Like, we all know this. You have one going on as a recording at the
Hmm.
moment. And I think there are going to be more VO events with them. But I think what needs to happen is, you have to have a debrief. Um, and
Yeah, I'm pretty,
and
yeah,
that
I hope they are.
information,
Yeah.
I hope they are doing that and you take that information to do better for the next one.
Hmm.
And ensure that people have a good time. Because it's one thing when you have maybe two or three people out of the 3,000 or so complaining, but it's a whole nother thing when you have hundreds
I
of
know.
people
I really don't want
complaining.
this to like stop people from attending fan events, like it's a live and
Right,
learn situation and hopefully
right,
you got to live and learn.
right. And fans have
Yeah.
to give grace, because at the end of the day, this is kind of new for everybody, including Starstruck Media, right? Like,
Mm.
not saying that this is actually, yeah, this was not their first event, but it wasn't like their 100th event, right?
Hmm.
Like we got to give them a little bit of grace because they're one of the few event planners that understands BL.
And are managing to bring these boys here. Yeah.
Exactly. So you got to give a little grace as well too. So I think the fans need to do that as well and say like there was a lot going on. It was a bigger
Hmm.
event than I think we anticipated, that anybody anticipated. Overall, the event itself, especially from 5:30 to 7,
It was great. Oh
was
yeah. So
great.
yeah. So what was
It
your
was
best
great.
moment from the event? Your best
Um,
song, your favorite moment.
so the songs went in and out of my ear, not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Um, but
Did you like
I
all the
do
fan service that June Dunk was giving us?
I like the fan service they were giving. I wish they did more.
Oh, okay, okay.
Um, I I like the Q&A. I thought even though I felt the questions were a little surfacey, but I was not expecting them to
It
be
has to
more
be
than
like
that.
appropriate. Yeah, it has to be,
Yeah. I mean, you could be surfacey
or
and be
what's
spicy
quick.
at the same
Yeah.
time, but I think they needed to be quick. And
Yeah.
we also had to consider that there was somewhat of a language barrier for some of them,
I mean,
right?
they had a translator on stage.
They did. They had
Yeah.
Nick, who was
Yeah.
great, and we got to see again. Um, but overall, I think the event itself from 5:30 to 7 went very smoothly. I
Mm-hmm.
think each part went well. I think the visuals looked great. I think they looked great. I loved their
Mm-hmm.
coordinated outfits.
I
I
love
think
June's voice. His voice sounded so good.
he actually sounded really good.
Yeah.
He sounded good live.
First called the cow called first his man. Like
That
it
was
was
very
everything. It was
cute.
everything.
Also, I have to say this, but Dunk has great stage presence. And I don't think it is simply because he spoke English the best. I think he just genuinely has good stage presence.
Because he was yo yo yo, what's good? The
Yeah, even though
yurt.
I didn't really care for all of that. I was like,
You
okay,
wasn't caring for the
whatever.
yurt.
But however, he knew how to be a hype man. He
Yeah,
knew
yeah,
how
yeah.
to get people, energized.
Yeah, I thought him
Maybe
and Jung were really good. Jung was like
Jung was
so full of
definitely
energy
playing
later
off of
on.
him, right?
Yeah.
And but Dunk did that. I think out of everybody on that stage, even including when Lila and Nick got up, Dunk had the best stage presence, like hands down. And people can fight me on that. And you know what? And
No fighting, no fighting.
people already know what I say about him on other episodes of our pod.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
But the thing is, I'm always going to keep it real. I'm going to say exactly what
Oh
I
my
think,
God.
and I'm going to give credit where credit is due. And he did that. Like he
And
was really
speaking of
good.
real,
Speaking of
should we move on to
real,
timeless taste?
yes, let's get real with this timeless taste. So, child, we got there
Timeless
early.
Thai taste.
Timeless Thai
What is
taste.
the event, Kevin? What is the
The
event?
event was a pretty
Was
much a taste of
Thai,
Thailand, exactly
yeah,
what it says.
sponsored by the
And
Thai government, by the Thai
yeah,
embassy.
by the Thai embassy in the US, they had three of these events in the US, one in Miami, one in LA, and the last one was in New York.
Hmm.
And it featured local New York. The one in New York featured local New York restaurants because food is a part of their soft power,
Hmm.
and 12 BL actors, including
12,
eight of
11,
them.
12.
It was 12
Okay,
because there were
12.
eight from Shine and four who were not from Shine.
Oh.
And I mean, that's the way they kind of made
Yeah,
it
it
seem.
split up into like that kind of group. Yeah.
And low key, it felt kind of like
More
this is
Shine
a
heavy, right?
Shine promo tour.
Yeah, I think that's
But
how Beyond Cloud was treating it, like a Shine promo tour. Because the
right,
other couple didn't have much to promote at the moment.
that's true because neither one of them have a show
Neither
that,
one
well,
of,
they have shows that are coming out, but
but
they're
they're not like
not
fully
coming
announced
out
with the
yet.
trailer and everything yet.
Right, right. Unlike Shine,
Yeah.
they announced it a long time
The show's coming
ago.
out in 2 weeks. Get ready for Shine
Right.
August 2nd.
Yes, indeed.
Um,
So
should be on WE
that's a
TV.
whole, yeah, that's a whole thing.
Yeah, but
So
we
I
got there
kind of get
mad
it.
early.
I was there at
Ass crack of dawn.
I was not there
Camping
that
out.
early. No, we were not doing that because
We're
I
not camping
literally
out.
told you so I remember we were in our group chat, with the BL baddies, and people were like, "Who's
Oh
going there
wait,
at 7 a.m.?" And I'm
I just
like,
realized.
"Not this,
Not
not this."
this.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to get there. The event starts at 2. We
Hmm.
pick up our wristbands at 11. I'm getting there between 9:30 and 10:30, like
Mm.
sometime around then. I was like, I'm not getting there any earlier than that. It
Yeah.
is a Monday.
Good
I
thing we had a
luckily have
group
Monday off.
to show up there and kind of hold the
Right.
line.
So
Because
we
check-in
showed up
wasn't until
early-ish.
11:30. Yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 11 and it was moved to
Moved to
11:30.
11:30.
Yeah. And we got there. So I got
I got there
there
like
at
10:40.
right. And I got there like maybe 10 o'clock-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and luckily we already had some friends there, got in line with them. Cool. But it was humid.
It was so hot that day, and
Yeah,
like half the
another
line
hot
was
day.
in the direct sunlight, which is really bad. Like
They
I was in
wanted
the shade,
Mother
but
Nature wanted to kill us. I
she was out
really
for us
think
that day.
she was
That whole
out for us
weekend.
the
That whole
whole
weekend.
weekend. It was just hot. And I was like, I had to make sure I had my deodorant stick with me. I had my eau de toilette. I had everything. And I could not wait to go home and shower after that. Because
Hey,
I was like, I
period.
felt sticky and sticky in ways I don't want to be sticky, you know? So,
But good
but
thing we were the first 300 in line because we got a special poster.
right, we
We
got the special
got
poster, which I didn't really care if I got it or not, to be honest.
we got this timeless Thai taste.
We did
You
get
can
that too.
see. And it
Yeah,
lists out all the restaurants. It has all the boys
yeah,
on the
sure did.
back. And
One of the
then
restaurants is one that we love going
I
to. That's
know the
which is a vegan
poster.
Thai restaurant called Make ID, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yes, the poster looks beautiful. Show it again.
Not show it again. Where's your poster? Crunched in your
It's
bag?
crunched somewhere. It's not in the bag. It's out. It's just crunched. So we're not putting it up. But yours is
Uh-uh.
out. Show it again.
All the boys. It's pretty, right? I wish it was
Yeah, show it
signed,
again.
but it's really
Look at
pretty.
yeah, someone did get a signed one. This signature on this, these are printed
These are
on there.
printed,
Yeah,
but
these are not
there's all the
actual
boys. Mal
autographs.
Oppo. Okay, so we
Yes.
got in
We
what? We
got to
got
get
in.
really close.
We got to talk about Mal Oppo. So we got in what? 1 p.m.
Yeah.
1 p.m.
Yeah, just
Well,
around
first
1
we
p.m.
saw the
Right.
boys pull up in a bus. We saw a bus come by. We were like, that has to be the
That's
boys.
them. And
That
it
has to be the
was.
boys. And it
And
was
the I'm mad because so where we were in line, we were maybe about,
a little bit
oh,
down the block.
yeah, we were about a good maybe 100 feet away from the main entrance, maybe a little bit more than that. And the bus pulls up literally
Right next to
like
us.
20 feet away, and I'm like, come
Oh,
on,
they're
they
gonna
just need
come
to
out
come
the
out here
bus.
and they should come out the bus here.
Yup. I thought they were
They
gonna do
pull
a
up to
run
the
through.
front of the door.
Yeah, instead they go all the way to the front entrance and they pass us, but all the boys
Right.
stepped out and got in. But we ended up seeing them later, so
We
we got in
did.
like 1 p.m.
Hmm.
Um, it's all standing room because we've been to this event before when they had chairs, but it was mostly standing room,
Yeah, which
and they said
that,
food was upstairs.
yes. And unlike the THK one, there was actual
There
food.
was actual food. I mean,
Right. So
and
they
from
had from Make ID and several other restaurants. It's funny because y'all didn't go to the other side.
I
So
did not go to the other
the
side.
way this was set up is the lower level is where the stage was at and where
Hmm.
all the standing room was at. Then the upper levels where they had like the restaurants.
It was like the food, the restaurants from Thai Select restaurants,
Right,
and then they had like a little media section showing like the company stuff.
right.
Um,
And I went to both sides. So
mhm.
so I went with oh, I forgot. So the person who won our giveaway, Walker, so you
I
getting a little
know.
shout
I was about
out
to say we
again.
did. We forgot about Walker. Hey,
So
Queen.
Walker also went to Timeless Thai Taste.
Hmm.
And he and I went over to the other side because we're like, let's see what food they got over here. Because the side we were
The
on
side
at
that we
first, it
were on
was
initially
all vegan.
was
It was
vegan.
all
Yeah.
vegan Thai. And it was good. So for those of y'all who are like, oh, vegan food,
It's
vegan
good
food,
Thai
like any
food.
other food, is
Papaya
good.
salad and
Right,
some spring rolls. Come on.
right. Any food is good. It really depends on who's making it. Because if you can't
Period.
cook, I don't care what it is, it's gonna be nasty. But if you know how
Hmm.
to cook it, it's gonna be good. So Mike ID, she knows what she's doing.
That's
Okay.
our queen. That's our girl. We'll talk
Yes,
about her in a
okay.
minute.
We'll talk about her in a bit. So we went to the other side and
They
they
had
had
chicken
chicken
over there.
satay and
Mm.
they had a lot of other stuff that was really good. And I, that up real quick. Now
Not
I
the
will
visual.
say, yeah, like that. But I will say, Walker and I accidentally cut the line.
Oh,
Like we didn't mean
girl.
to. We went over
You
to see
said,
what
"Oh,
was
what's
there.
this?"
And then Walker just walked up and was like, well, and I was like, well, I'm right behind him, so I don't want him to be alone and doing this,
He said, "Grab a plate, mama.
So,
Grab a plate."
right. So we
Um,
went ahead and got that. It was great.
yeah, I thought the
Um,
food was good, but
yeah, the food was definitely a taste though. Like
yeah, there
taste
wasn't enough time to really
like
sit and
have a full meal.
or even
Right.
think of anything because the show was about to start and they called everyone downstairs.
They did.
because
Yeah.
the show started like promptly like at 2:05.
Mm-hmm.
And so the show was okay. It was mostly like, we had the same man from the Heart Killers. You said Nick. He was
Mm-hmm.
there. He introduced all the actors.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about a little Q&A about food, about like what their
Mm-hmm.
favorite foods are, what their favorite snacks. They did a little game. Then
Mm-hmm.
afterwards, um, they did a little. What did they do? Oh well, first let's talk about all the boys that were there.
Yes.
So one by one, we have Sonny from the Wedding
Mm-hmm.
Plan. He used to be with Me,
Mm-hmm.
Mine, Why, not anymore. He's now
Right.
paired with Top Tap.
Uh,
Um,
but can we talk before you get into it? I have to
everyone's
interrupt this.
gorgeous. Everyone's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
but Sonny, oh,
Ooh, ooh.
oh God. Like he is good looking on
Mm-hmm.
TV, but in person, mm,
Mm, mm.
I almost
All these
jumped on,
boys.
well, Sonny especially.
He was your
I
highlight.
almost I almost jumped on that stage. I almost did. I was doing my best
Oh my
to
God.
control myself
Mm-hmm.
because that man was looking too good.
Too
I don't know
good.
if it was the suit. I don't know. Okay, I have something else to say. Continue. Who else was on stage?
Anyways, so Sunny from Wedding Plan, Top Tap
Yes.
from Together,
Yeah.
Tahan Tona T, Mama Go Go, Scan Your Heart, a bunch of shows.
Yeah.
We have
Yes.
Obe, who was in I Promise You the Moon and
Yes.
is gonna be in Shine. We
Hmm.
have JJ from Dead Friend Forever. Y'all know JJ from Four
Yes, he do.
Minutes.
And unfortunately I did not get a
We didn't
chance to
see,
verify something.
we didn't get to
And if you
verify
know what
little
I'm talking
JJ.
about, or little
Um,
mushroom JJ.
Stop. And so we had Euro, who is gonna be in Shine,
Yes.
Malapo, of course, from
Also,
Ken Porsche.
Euro. Oh
Euro was
God.
fine. All
He
these
is
boys are fine.
fine.
Sun was fine.
Yes.
And
Ah,
Sun is also gonna be in Shine, and he's
yes.
naked in the trailer, y'all, for Shine. Go watch the
Yeah,
trailer
and
again.
honestly, for Milo Poe, we already know they fine. I don't
We
have
wouldn't
to
know they
say it too
fine,
many
but
times.
your man Oppo, ooh,
He was looking good.
he was the highlight of the night,
He
honestly.
was looking a little pale, like more than
They've been
normal, but he
traveling, they've
still
been
looked good.
traveling. Yeah.
But he was still looking good, and
Um,
he still brought the energy he needed to bring.
oh my
So,
God. And then we have Bump, who's in Shine. We
mhm.
had Ohm, who is a new actor, I think, and
I
he's
think
paired
we
with
need to
First.
also state what ohm he is,
I don't know
because we
his
got
I
too
don't know
many
his
ohms
first
in
name, but it's
Thailand.
a new Ohm. It's a new Ohm,
It's a
y'all.
new ohm, so it's not Om
Not any
Tawat,
no,
not
not Mapawat.
not Om from Om Fluke, not that Om either.
A million ohms.
There's so many.
Yeah, but he's paired with First, and First was in Don't Say No, Tharn Type Season
Hmm.
2, Be My Superstar, and is currently in Reset right now.
Yes, yes.
So, and then we had Peter Dury, who is
Mm,
honestly, he's another gorgeous man, highlight of the night,
he is.
and a really good English speaker too. Um,
Yes.
and he's
Actually,
gonna be in
he
Shine,
sounds native, like a native English
right?
speaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but all of them, yeah, like you said, all of
Oh
them
my
look good. But
gorgeous.
there were just some who looked especially good. And Sunny
Because
definitely,
he was
for
wearing a
me,
suit. The Shine cast were wearing a Shine t-shirt,
yeah,
while the
but I
other
mean,
boys were
Euro
wearing a
also looked
suit.
really good too. Like,
Mm,
ooh.
mm.
I'm just saying, like, Sunny just looked better than I expected. Like, and he was already good looking. So
Uh-huh.
don't get it twisted. Because I've always thought he was good looking.
He was good looking in the
Like,
wedding plan too.
he was
Drugs.
very good looking in that, but in person, like for you to go from fine to fine,
To Foyne.
like,
I'm
hey,
waiting for that show with Top Tap. I would like to
yeah,
see that.
I
I would
wanna
like to see
see
that.
I want to see legs in the air. I want to see holes. I want to see it. Like
Anyway,
I'm here for it.
speaking of holes, we should we got to talk about our girl May from Make ID.
Shout Auntie
So in every
May,
stop they did a
like a
food
cooking
kind of
demonstration.
cooking demonstration. So she was
Yes,
here to show them how to cook a good papaya salad, a
to
good
make
samtar.
papaya salad, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this was a
Child.
little chaotic because we know our girl. We know she knows how to put on a show. We go to her restaurant all the time, and she's always dancing. She has a whole karaoke set in the back. She's taught us to
Hold
dance
on.
before too.
Yes, I was gonna say before we even get into what she did on stage, let's give background so then people understand that none of this was surprising to us, but it was
Because
still funny
yeah,
because
surprising
she's
to the
like this,
audience,
like
but
in her day to day.
hmm
Like, so there was the time, luckily, I low key missed this, but remember that day, y'all went to her restaurant for a
yeah, she was having
potluck,
a little potluck.
and we were literally told it was just going to be a potluck. I said I was not going to be able to be there because I had another engagement, but I said I could show up after the
You
potluck.
should have showed up.
Well, I had another engagement. Like I had
Well,
something else to do.
yeah, but
So
that day
I would
was
have shown up.
hilarious.
That was hilarious because y'all got there, and to my understanding, y'all were bamboozled into wearing Thai traditional outfits and parading down the Lower East Side.
Yup, and there's a video of it somewhere. And
And there's a video of it
there's a
somewhere.
video, this video on like Thai newspapers, Thai like news somewhere of us doing
Oh
that. So
Jesus!
you
So
could find
she,
it if you look for it.
so I luckily missed this because no one, I don't think anybody in our group was prepared for that. Like they were prepared to eat, which I heard the potluck, the food was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, but no one was prepared to put on Thai traditional clothes and parade down the Lower East Side doing a dance that she taught everybody. And I think what she said was just follow her lead.
Yeah, girl, she was leading us good. She was leading us down the
She did a
block.
good job. And she said, just do what I'm doing. And that's
Hey,
it.
just like these boys here. So on stage,
Correct.
she's supposed to teach them how to do something, and instead she was vibing to the music. She was giving dance
Hmm.
moves, and they're like,
Hmm.
how do we do this?" And she's like, "Put whatever you want in and do it how you like." She was dancing. It was hilarious. I'm putting a little
She's,
clip. I'll put a little clip.
yeah. Oh,
That was hilarious.
it was too funny.
I think that was the highlight of the whole night,
Well,
honestly.
she also threw shade too, because she was like, this is not spicy. That's why. Oh, so she had Nick, remember, Nick's try all of them because her
hmm
and Nick were the ones judging each of the sometimes. So they were divided into three groups. You had
The Beyond
Sunny
Cloud
Top Tap had to
Boys.
make their own.
Yeah.
You also had First Ohm had to make their own, and then the Beyond Cloud Boys. And she and May, Auntie May, and Nick were the ones who were going to taste and see who had the best one. Nick said, "Oh, I can't do spicy." Homegirl, Auntie May
She
said,
said,
"Oh,
"You doing it anyway."
and that's why you're not sexy."
Stop! Oh yeah, let's put
That's
the
what she
clip.
said.
Let's put the clip right.
Spicy is sexy, and she said that's why you're not sexy. Also, she was what was she doing? She
She was
also
dancing
was
around the stage. She had
she was
Mile
dancing around the
feed
stage.
her. She had Mile feed her a taste of the
Mhm.
food. She was living her BL life. She got to hug every single one of them too. She
She said
finessed the
all of them
hug.
were very. She said all of them were very handsome. She said, "Wow, I'm on stage with a lot of handsome men."
Oh, we
So
now she's
I
really
can't.
educated on BL knowledge.
She sure is. I know she's gonna watch Shine.
Oh, we're gonna watch it with her. We're gonna force her to watch
You know what? You got to
it. We
because
should.
after she had y'all go down and parade the street, unannounced.
Oh my.
Now we got to get her to watch Shine with us, at least the first episode,
hmm
at least that. So, but hey, at least we
But
know the food gonna be good. We're gonna do it at
hey,
her restaurant.
the food hit every time.
Yes.
But
Um.
yeah, other than that, they did like a little presentation with all the trailers for all the shows that are coming out. They did a little video message with Peter Pan and Pawn from Reset. I wish they were there
Hmm.
at this event. I would have loved to see
I
them,
wish they were too.
but they're actively
I don't.
promoting the show, so
I
they
would
can't
not know
leave.
how to act. I would
If
not
I
know
saw
how to
Peter
act
Pan in person, oof,
because that man is also those eyebrows. You got
hey,
to be careful when a man has eyebrows like that. You got to be careful. And I'm telling y'all, anybody who dates a man,
watch out for
be
eyebrows.
careful. Those eyebrows will get you hypnotized, dickmatized. Okay, you got to be careful.
Higmatize, digmatize.
You got to be careful. Those eyebrows. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Be careful because I know somebody like that back from my college days. All the girls were over him. Now he's Mexican. He married to a white lady now.
Oh
But
my God, like spilling his whole tea. Anyways, so after the show ended, um, they told us the one thing that I was sour about, that they told us, "Oh, go upstairs, for more food." And I was like, "Oh, I'm down to go eat some more food and to go
right,
talk to May some more." And then when I went upstairs, we're like taking a little photo with May, and they're like, "Everyone out, get out. The food is done."
they
And
were
we're like
so
already
messy
wrapping
with
up the
that.
food.
So
I
messy.
I think this happened at Dow Waffle too. Like I think this venue, like they're really like, you're done, get out.
Yeah, the fact that they said there was more time to get food, and I think they had food left over.
They probably had a lot of food left over.
Right,
Like I'd be so sad if they just like wasted all that food.
right, because the food was good. I would have gotten
Yeah,
more, but I was also ready to go
I
at
think
that
yeah, I
point
was
too.
also
Don't
ready
get
to
me
go. A
wrong.
lot
I
of
was
people were
kind of just ready to
hungry.
go.
I think yeah,
Right.
my main criticism for that whole event was like they needed to again
They
like let
needed to
people
allot more time for people to eat. Like
to
when you
eat.
have, because
Yeah,
I think
it's
at
supposed to
this
be
event it
a
was,
food event, and
right,
there
there
wasn't
were
enough
about
time for the food.
400
Or
people or so, right?
yeah, because
Yeah, so,
or something like
so
that. Yeah,
yeah, it was
more
somewhere
than
in
the
the hundreds.
300 that were given this poster. Yeah.
Right. So I think if you have that many people in that kind of venue, well, there were a few things they should have done
Oh
that
yeah, because someone
now,
passed out.
yes. So I have a few things,
They
and
should
then
have
I'll
free water at the event. I don't know why water wasn't free.
they should have also, since there was food, I think on the ground level, instead of making it standing, there should have been tables. It could have easily
Like
been,
tables on
you
like
know,
the side or something.
table on the side, or what you could have done is had like normal height tables at the front and then high boys in the back.
Mm.
Yeah, they could have done that. And that would have been great. That way, if you wanted to go back and get more food, you can get more food throughout the whole
And you still
thing.
had a seat, like they needed seats too. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
they
it was
need
a
a
free
seat.
event. I
Right,
couldn't complain too much. It was a free
right.
event.
It was a free
Um,
event, but also the fact that the water was also $6 and they
I
weren't giving
needed free
just cups of
water.
water. Yeah, there should have been at least free water. It was
Free
hot
tap water or
and like,
something.
right, something. And you had that one person who literally passed out and had to be carried out
I think
because you
that had
can't.
to be because of they were standing in the sun all day long, or the crowd
Yeah,
was
and
like
then you're
pushing towards
standing
the stage.
inside, right, and the
Because
crowd
I
is
was
high.
feeling already lightheaded from like standing for so long, standing
Yeah,
since like 10 a.m. Yeah,
yeah, I was tired. I
the
also
event
you
ended
didn't
at
get
like
an
4.
yeah, and the food, there was food there, but you didn't there wasn't the space to go and get more food despite the fact that there was food there, right? Like it was either you do it before or you did it in the 5 minutes afterwards.
There's no
um
time, no time.
right, so I think
But
the way things were set up could have been done better if you're going to have free food, but we can't complain too much because again it was a free event,
and we
you
got to see the
know,
boys. But
and we
yeah,
got to see the boys
that's
like
why I reference it as kind of like it was kind of like a mall gig event. Like if this was Thailand, this would have
mm,
been done indoors at a mall, because it was a quick little like hour, 2 hour event. Like, but this just happened to be, in America, so it's like you have to have a whole venue, you have to have a whole setup. You need to have registration to get in. Couldn't be as simple as like a mall with a speaker and like a stage.
But you know what? See, this is something that you don't know, and this now I'm going to really show my age. So back when I was a young whippersnapper in high
We don't
school
got
and
time
in
for
middle
your
school,
whippersnapper
well,
story.
no, this is relevant to this, so you better listen to your elders, okay? So back
Okay,
in my
Lung.
day, we used to have actually
I
fan
know.
meets for new bands, like new boy bands at malls, and they would
Yeah.
do full concerts.
I
Well, they would
remember
do
li-
like one or
I
two
remember
songs.
Fifth Harmony at concerts at Mall of America or something.
Well, they even would do them at local malls. I remember
We
back
don't
when I
have
was living
malls
in Chicago,
anymore.
there's not a lot of malls, but I remember back in when I was in Chicago, at those of you who are in Chicago who know old Orchard Mall in Skokie, there was a time when O Town was there, and that's an outdoor kind of mall, one of those. But they had O Town, which was a boy band from early 2000s. I think they had maybe one album, they were trying to make them really big, but they didn't get anywhere. But anyway, as an intro, they were doing this thing where they were going to malls to promote their music, and it
Hmm.
was free. All you had to do was show up, and they did it in some space. We could still do that because there's certain malls like Tangram.
That's too far. And
People would go to that because that mall in itself is an event.
that mall in itself is already packed on a regular day. Imagine if,
Right.
if there's an event, there will be no space to stand, no space to
Yeah.
see the boys, because they'd be at the bottom floor area,
At that bottom floor.
and we
Right.
and people would like crowd around the circle out. There'd be no space.
Yeah, but that's what people used to do. Like back in the day, that's how, you would bring people into malls was, oh, you would have like a mini concert.
Some live
You would find,
music,
yeah,
some
especially if they're new, and they would just show up and that's it. But they don't even do that anymore in the
mm-hmm.
US. So the fact that Thailand is still doing it and it's still something that
Because mall
people
culture is a
do,
big part of
right?
culture.
Yeah, because
It's
Thailand,
like a third space
gener
for them still. Yeah.
right. In the US, and also I think we also have to remember malls in Southeast Asia, particularly Southeast Asia, is a place for people to cool off because most of the
Mm-hmm.
year it's
It's
hot.
also a cooling station. Yeah.
Right. Unlike in the US, malls are, with the exception of those like, American Dream and Mall of America, are specifically
It's just big
commercial
money.
spots. All it is you go in to make a transaction and then you leave. It's not like considered an event. You go in to go get a shirt,
Yeah,
and
there's
you
no
may or
more
may not.
teens hanging out at the mall after school anymore.
Right,
That died with the
right.
2000s. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not a thing anymore. Now you literally
Yeah.
just go there to do that. And now people don't even like that anymore because it's like, why would I go to a mall to go shopping when I could just
Everything's
go
order
to Fifth Ave?
online.
Yeah, or I could just go to Fifth Avenue if I want an experience and go
Mm-hmm.
exactly to the store I want to go to, or go to Soho and go exactly to the store I want to go to. And then around it, there's a restaurant or a cafe that I actually like. That's not like, a generic chain, you know? So anyway, but that's my
Anyway,
thing. It would be nice if they want to revitalize malls here, low key, if you
I'll be down
had,
for it. I'll be down for it, especially
yeah,
in this hot
especially,
summer.
yeah, like I think with the stuff going on, Earth Mix and Kristen Cho are trying to have their fan meet in LA
Oh,
around the Lycan concert.
I mean, well, that's
But
that's a story for another time. That's a story for another
that's
time.
a story for another time. But
But
I just wish that they did that
wish
at a
that was
mall.
happening here. Yeah.
Yeah, or did it at a mall. Like if they
Mm-hmm.
really wanted to do it in LA, LA is where you do it at a mall.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, with that said, what are our thoughts overall? We kind of did into that a little bit, but
Yeah. Overall, I thought, yeah, good for free. I would do it again, but maybe not back to back. This was 2 packs of a weekend. I'm kind of BL'd
it
out.
was. And
But
especially since there was another fan meet happening literally as we're recording this with Boss Noel, but we
yeah,
can't go. We weren't going to that. I
I'm
mean, no
drained. I'm
shade. We
drained.
just had too much going on. Like we needed a
Mm-hmm.
break. Okay. Um, anyway,
And speaking of break,
it's time to go. We got a break. That is it for this bonus episode of Ride Can Top My Knee. Y'all, make sure you give yourself rest between fan meets so your knees don't let out.
period. I hope the ride in your life kills that knee. Hey.
Yeah, please don't kill my knees. I need my knees. I like my knees. All right. Bye, y'all.